Welcome to the Life Happens podcast. As you guys know, I'm your host, Grace. And as you know, the Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we combine our spirituality with everyday practical things to create this beautiful balance that you see in front of you. Guys, the title, and I'm so excited to talk about it, is The Modern Cat Lady. The Modern Cat Lady, y'all. Before we start comparing traditional woman to the modern woman and how it affects us and people that we're around, let me introduce my co-host. Hey, Kimberly Drake.
Hello, everyone.
Girl, what's up with that? Hello. What?
I'm just saying hello to everyone that's watching. I just giving everybody their own hello. Hello.
Okay, sis.
Guys, I want to tell you guys what I've started this week.
What?
I've started a lifestyle change.
Oh,
with me drinking more water.
Okay.
And just trying to eat a little bit better.
Good.
That's always okay. So I will brag a little bit because I know Tonya does this. I go to boot camp at 5:30 a.m. in the mornings.
Every day?
Yes. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:30 a.m. Tuesday, I think my Tuesday and Thursday I go 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and then on Saturday, some Saturdays I go at 8 o'clock. And y'all, let me tell you what I discovered. Your girl's getting finer, one. Number two, maybe them legs. Okay. I feel so much better and I lost more inches than now.
So you like boot camp?
I think your feedback.
Is it like a boot camp where a lot of people show up and then y'all do like exercises together, like HIIT and stuff like that?
Tonya, you don't have your earpiece, do you?
I turned it off. Does it sound better?
Okay, say something else.
Does it sound better now?
There is no feedback, so yeah, it's better.
Okay, yeah, it was
Okay, so I've been doing this consistent. I've been working. I work out all the time, but to say that I'm being consistent, I have been like for the past, I would say 3 months. And Brian's been helping me. If you know, Brian has come on the show before. He's a personal trainer as well, so he's been giving me really, good tips about that and really helping with that and being really supportive. And so now I'm gonna join a gym because I need to lift heavier weights.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling myself, y'all. Listen, you can't tell me.
It does make you feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, since my issues, I've been getting up. I go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh. I've been juicing. I started with this one lady. She does this group, and so in the evenings, I've been doing a little bit more workouts. Mm-hmm. I just started doing a hip hop cardio class in the evening. Okay. Yeah, and then I have been eating really healthy lately. So,
wow, y'all are doing it. I'm just upping my water intake. Thanks.
And then Brian,
that's my like, yay!
Oh,
okay.
It's the small wins.
And I've been increasing my protein now. I'm actually going to start really meal planning. I'm laser focused to do that because I went to see a plastic surgeon because I wanted to get a tummy tuck. But then I said to myself, hold on, sis, try this and then go get a tummy tuck. Like I want to really do this. Because if I get a tummy tuck, it's over for everybody. I don't lie to you. It's over. If I get a mommy makeover, it is over.
Is it over? Is it over for everybody?
Over for everybody.
Ain't able to stand my ass. Everything gonna be shown.
You know, tummy tucks are affordable now.
No, they are. Now, I was supposed to go last year, but then I decided, okay, wait. Let me actually lift heavy weights and really just see what my body does and then do it. So, what about you, Felicia? What's up, girl?
Same old. We went to Houston this weekend. My daughter did a marketing for Fiesta I can't think of the name, Fiesta in Houston. So we went to support her. Very exciting. I'm gonna do a TikTok on it so y'all can kind of see what that was about. But I was very proud of her. Had a good time this weekend. Went to several brunch spots. Y'all talking about eating healthy, girl. Eating oxtail omelets.
Oxtail almonds. That sounds
oxtail
good.
omelet.
Omelet.
Oh, that still sounds good.
Yes.
She had oxtail. We had oxtail omelets and fried chicken and French toast. Y'all talking about eating green, but I did come home and do better. I do try to eat salads for lunch. That keeps me kind of on track, even if I do bad in the evening. And I do go work out. I lift weights 3 times a week.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I'm not laser focused like that.
Lifting weights really weird is. Like, seriously. And then, because I learned a lot from Brian, and like, he was like, we're going to increase your protein. And so he told me what to do, so I'm just going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to be fine. I am fine, but I mean, fine. No.
Yeah, the group I'm in right now, she has me at like 140 to 170 grams of protein a day.
Oh,
it's been hard. It's been hard.
He was telling me different ways to get it in.
Yeah,
almonds, eggs,
all day.
Yeah, all
protein drinks.
Yep, protein drinks really help. That's
Remember, and I said I was gonna go meatless on the first. Yeah, I can't do that now. So.
Oh yeah. I couldn't. I tried it before. One day I was craving a lamb chop, baby. 4 years later, okay.
I did meatless Mondays for a while. Yeah, that didn't last long, but I did it for like a month.
Yeah, I think you have to have like when you decide to get rid of certain foods, you have to have a plan, and you have to have easy foods. Like when I went pescatarian, that tuna was an easy food for me. Like I could get that tuna, that seasoned, and eat that. But you just can't go cold turkey and not have like your almonds or whatever it is that you can actually eat, and you have to have it in your car. You just can't. You have to have food you can eat with you at all times, like fruits and vegetables in a bag in the car. You cannot be vegan and not have food because you'll be eating salads all day.
Yeah, it's not gonna work because.
What do you guys think about meal prepping?
I hate it.
The mail order ones? No, don't do them.
I mean, you just doing meal prepping at home.
Oh, I do it. Oh,
do you?
I hate it. I did it for years, and I hated it when I was doing it, and I hate it now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it to increase my protein. I'm gonna have to do it.
That's what I do on Sundays.
Okay.
I juice and I do my meal preps, and my son, he's involved with me because he likes doing it too. So we do it together.
That's awesome. It's good to
It is. If you can do it, it's awesome. But I do HelloFresh, so they send my meals to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See, they're easy though. They make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to think, and it's a variety. See, I don't like eating when you meal prep. Well, when I meal prep, it was like I felt like I was eating the same thing every other day. Even though people's like, "What? You make 2 things," it still felt like the same thing every day, and I got burnt out. So,
see, with me, if I eat Mexican food, like if I make a Chipotle bowls at home, I can eat it. I'm okay with it. There's certain foods I cannot eat every day, but that, like Mexican foods, I can eat it every day.
Yeah,
so, but it has to be like homemade,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Somebody wants to get a shout out. Let me see. Jaden MC. Can I get a shout out, please? Hey, Jaden.
Hey, Jaden.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Honestly, I can eat chicken every day. Like, I love chicken so much. I could eat that every day and not get bored.
I mean, yeah. I need chicken or beef. Well, I don't have to have beef, but chicken. Like Saturday, I had a fat ass ribeye steak. It was so good, y'all.
We have to do a brunch, y'all. We have to.
Yes.
We do. Let's do it.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
Somebody says, what about Taco Bell? Taco Bell sucks. I'm gonna eat
Taco
now, I will go to happy hour and get the drink, like the frozen drink. But you can't take me to Taco Bell. It's not gonna work.
I love Taco Bell.
Nah.
I'd rather go to Dairy Queen and eat tacos than at Taco Bell.
There you go.
Those
I
are
love
good.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell is so good.
Okay.
Anyway,
But I'm drinking water right
Okay.
now.
I got one more. I found this lady. Her name is Tony Owakam. Oh, I'll have to show y'all. But she does this thing, and she has books and everything about it. It's called Vegan on a Budget. And so, yeah, I've been following her and following her recipes and her books. And actually, she's legit. So there's a few recipes out of that I'm gonna try. And yeah, so I just follow her for your meatless Mondays and those little meat those meals on a budget. Like, you know, I'm trying to watch my budget right now, so a lot of those have been kind of helping me get through the week.
That's cool.
When I went pescatarian, I would eat that spicy bean. I never could get enough of those little spicy bean patties. That used to be my go-to.
How long were you pescatarian?
A year.
Oh wow.
And I looked so good. I don't know why I quit, but yeah, I was pescatarian a year. It was easy though.
Yeah. Roderick is a pescatarian. But
it's easy because you can. I mean, even though you're pescatarian, it's not like raw vegan. That now raw vegan, you the champ because that's
hard.
That's serious. I did that for a week, and I was like, I'm not this strong. I really not that strong.
I made it a year.
Oh
vegan.
wow.
Wow.
So, like, question for you guys: are you a modern woman or are you a traditional woman? And if so, let me read the difference between that, and then you decide what kind of woman you are. Okay. So, according to Google, okay, the traditional woman. Okay, let me go back up here. What is the difference between a traditional woman and a modern woman? In context of dating, relationships, and marriage, traditional-minded women tend to see family and marriage as a goal and what inspires them in life. Traditional women strive to have that nuclear family, a husband, child, and uphold values that some people would see as old-fashioned today. Traditional women also generally tend to come from religious backgrounds. These religious backgrounds have etched in their ideas about what a woman should value in her life and what choices she should make for her future. Okay. Traditional minded women tend to have more conservative views too, because these conservative views often align more with family being the center of what matters in one's life. They also tend to have issues with family setups that a modern woman might consider to be patriarchal. In fact, they might actively seek out and pursue such a dynamic for themselves in their own lives, right? But a modern woman, at least the way a modern woman today is, would often be the opposite of that. She may tend to idolize equality in relationships, and a modern woman might prefer to lead in the relationship and may rather focus on career and education first before marriage and children. For some modern women, having family and children is an option, but they can leave or take and still be happy. They also tend to be a bit more liberal in their views. Modern women can still be religious or spiritual to an extent, but their view on marriage, relationships, and the world aren't dictated by these more conservative ideas. So, with that being said, Kim, are you a modern woman, or are you a traditional woman, or are you a sprinkle of both?
I think I'm a little bit of both. I think I am a traditional, um, but I believe I'm also a modern woman because I think sometimes the whole what did you call it?
Patriarchal.
Yes. Which I don't, some things I don't agree with when it comes to that. Which is, wife has to listen to her husband and everything has to go through him and he's the head. And I feel like the person who is this is my own belief, but I believe the person who has the relationship with the Lord is the head of the household. So that's whoever has the strongest relationship, whoever the Lord is talking to at that time. So I don't believe that I have to wait to hear what God is telling William when he's talking to me. So, in that instance, I don't. I do care about family and I love the whole idea of family. So I guess that would be the whole traditional part, being a mom and having a husband and having children and rearing them and raising them. So the traditional part of that, I think that's I do have that part. So yeah, a little bit of both. And you know, woman not working outside the home, I don't really understand that either. So
You know, and it goes back to what fits your family anyway, right? Goes back to that. What about you, Felicia? Are you a traditional woman, modern woman, or sprinkle of both?
I think I'm more traditional than anything. I'm very traditional when it comes to certain things. I do love. I think I was on the road to being a modern woman until I got married. And I just think that it just put me in a different mindset. Like, I don't have a problem with working outside the home. I don't have a problem with any of that. I don't have a problem with my husband leading. And I think a lot of people will probably differ with me on that because I highly respect my husband. And I just feel like my life is already in his hands. So it is what it is. If I'm on a CPR machine, he's the one that's going to pull the plug. So I kind of have to trust him a lot. So I do, in fact, trust him a lot. Um, but I also have his total respect to where I feel like my voice is always heard in our household, you know,
yeah,
even though I allow him to make the final decision, my input does matter. So I am traditional in that way. But yeah, but I think I'm a hybrid of both, you can say. But I would lean more towards being traditional.
Makes sense. What about you, Tonya?
By default, I feel like I'm in the modern category right now. I definitely want, when I'm in a relationship or in that chapter of my life, I guess, then I would see myself as being both. With older kids, definitely, I do want to focus around family, but I have always been career driven, even though I have kids, and I did do that when I was younger. You know, now I'm at the point where it is probably going to be about my career from this point forward, or until somebody comes along and gives me that, you know, sense of security and, you know, takes me out of what they call my masculine and Arab. So for me right now, I'm in the modern category, but hey, I'll switch that anytime. I don't want to be.
Right, and I get what you're saying, Tonya, because you have to be this way because where you are in your life currently, right?
Right.
And you have to be there because you mother and father is your kid, so
Right.
you just you have to roll with what life has handed you right now, and I get it. For me, being raised in Africa, where women are raised to be wives, so I'm very traditional, and but the past, well, shit, for the longest time, I've had to be uh, function more in a masculine role because that's what the cause of life has handed me currently. But it's not difficult for me to lay those things down because that's what I saw growing up in my household was traditional. But this is the problem. We are traditional to a point sometimes when you don't have a voice. And that's not okay.
Mm-mm.
Stuff can happen in your house and you're like, okay, because you're the man, you said it, I'm going to do it. That doesn't work that way.
Mm-mm.
Even in the Bible, if you read about the Proverbs 31 woman, it didn't say she stayed at home and didn't do anything. The Bible calls her a businesswoman. She got up early in the mornings. Okay. She went out into not the field, but into the city. She sold stuff. She wore many hats. And I think many of us nowadays wear those hats, right? Because some of us have to, or some of us choose to. I think. Well, I have another thought, and this will be my final thought. But let me go and play the video. You guys ready for the video?
Yes.
So we can dissect these. Anyway, I'm not gonna say. I love this video.
The other day I posted a video where I expressed my confusion on why guys don't seem to understand or grasp that a lot of women aren't tolerating BS anymore just to be in a relationship. Meaning like she's either matching your energy, we're going to be out here doing our thing, or honey, I'm not signing up for that, or you're not going to drag me along, sir. I peep game, let me go ahead and move on. And what I've realized from the stitches and the duets and the comments, a big reason why a lot of guys are upset is because they're being rejected by women they consider to be average or below average. Meaning the type of woman that back in the day was told you should be lucky any man would want you. Now that same woman is like, hell no, I'd rather be alone, sir. And their brains cannot comprehend it. That's why they lash out. They want to call a woman fat or ugly or say she's old or she's going to be a spinster or she's going to be a cat lady, because to them, you should be lucky any man is talking to you. And instead of like internalizing this and being like, damn, even she don't want me, and they have the right to think that, and fixing themselves, no. Something's wrong with you. You're not traditional. You have a bad attitude. You're going to be alone. Okay. And when guys like to bring up Kevin Samuels stuff, and I like Kevin Samuels, don't get me wrong. When he said, you're overweight, you got 4 kids, you know, your money isn't this, you look like this, you do all these kind of things, men are not going to want you. The part that they keep skipping over is he was saying rich men are not going to want you. So a lot of these guys applied those rules to themselves, and they're not rich. They're not even in a lot of cases desirable. And they're like lashing out at women because they don't understand. That comment, sir, did not apply to you. You are now in a position, whether you know it or not, you have to be wanted. Women were forced to be wanted for many, many, many centuries. You had to be a certain age. You had to have a certain weight. You had to look a certain way. You had to treat your man a certain way. And now that is being put on you, because now we're getting up and going to work, and now this urgency and this desire and this, biological clock, a lot of us don't even hear anymore. Sir, you're going to have to be wanted too. And the sad part about it, it's only going to get worse. The modern man is declining because a lot of you are being raised to be perpetual teenage boys. And the way that women are growing and the way that you are not growing, a lot of y'all will never have companionship. I'll admit, my generation of women and older, society taught us we had to have a man because we had to get married and we had to have kids. And now that we're breaking away from that, and these younger ladies are not even raised with that, sirs, y'all gonna have to step up. I don't know who's gonna show you. And I feel so sorry for young ladies who want traditional relationships, because I don't see how it's gonna be possible. I don't. It's 2 different worlds.
Who wants to go first? Okay, this person on here, Jaden, you keep wanting to shout out. Bye. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching, but bye. Anyway, who wants to go first?
You go first, Robbie.
Yeah.
You know what? The Kevin Samuels thing. I want to start there.
That's where I was going to start.
I actually like Kevin Samuels. I thought a lot of the stuff he said was very valid. And I think that if he said it in a different way, people wouldn't have been so offended. But at the same time, when people are coming on the show, the women coming on the show, you already know what you're getting into when you go on a Kevin Samuels show. Why do you put your girl? Shut up and sit down. You know you're 300 pounds. You know you got 6 baby daddies. You know the man's gonna tear you apart. You know this. But you went on there asking for advice. And what this woman said, this TikTok we listened to, the men that Kevin Samuels was talking about were men that were established men, they were high value men that have money. They were not the ones that were average Joes. Okay. Like Jill Scott says, if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Okay. But I love Steve. I mean, I'm not Steve. I'm reading someone. I loved Kevin Samuels because a lot of the stuff he said aligned with what I was taught. Right. I just think his approach was awful. But now let's go back to this woman. She said that those type of men, the average man, is expecting the same kind of treatment. First of all, sir, you want me to function in my femininity, yet you can't be the provider. I have to worry about bills. I have to worry about what we're going to eat. Right. And yet you want me to be at night, be ready to serve you, sleep with you, rub your back when I've been stressed out all day. That's not going to work. A man has to cultivate that environment. It's just what it is. If you want to go biblical with this, we can too, because baby, I can go both ways, okay? But I'm saying, if we want to do that, we can do that. But the point is, you cannot expect women to be doormats now and listen to everything you say when you are a mama's boy.
Right.
And I think a lot of that. And as mothers, we have to change the way we're raising our sons. We just have to, and that's where it starts in the household. But I can go on about Kevin Siams because that was my dude right there. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, Tonya, you can go next.
Yeah. So when I actually had this little argument with someone the other day because we were talking about that same topic, and I said, but you got to remember, he's talking about established men with money. And I said, but here's the problem too. So those are the ones who usually end up tending to go for the younger ones who don't have kids. And, you know, like, yeah, that's what you're going to get from them. I said, but I mean, it just based off of what I've seen so far, what usually happens when they go to the young ones that look good and that, you know, maybe aren't as, I would say in my category, which, you know, I'm not bad. What happens is they usually lock them in, get them pregnant. And then that one, the young one usually leaves them. So now you're like 50, 60 trying to come back to someone like me. And I'm like, oh no, because now you got young mama dramas and all that. So it kind of goes both ways.
Yeah.
You can't sit here and talk shit to me because I'm 35 with 2 kids and got my issues I have because of course he said my issues. Mm-hmm. But you know, it goes, you got to think about it. You got to take the pros with the cons. You might get you a young, fine, pretty girl that's going to bow down to you. It's not going to last long. She going to figure it out as soon as she gets a hold of that money every time, you know? So to me, if you want us to, you know, if you want someone who is like me, who is, I'm not all the way established yet. I still got my issues, but you know how to go cross-eyed with it. But, you know, you have to be able to say, okay, you want me to treat you this certain way. And I don't mind like working and still bringing in my weight because I'm never going to stop working ever again. And you want me to bring that in, but at the same time, I'm not going to fight with you. I shouldn't have to worry about nothing. You want me to come home. I'm not going to clean. I'll cook, but I'm not going to clean. We're going to hire somebody to do that, you know, but a lot of these, like really, to me, a lot of these men want us to do it all. We can't do it all.
No.
Yeah. And if you want us to cater to you, I don't mind catering to a man. I actually love it. But don't expect me to do the wife shit too. Like I can't clean. I'm not going to do the domestic stuff. Let's pay for somebody to do that. But to me, I feel like men right now, and I feel like you said, like Robbie has said, it's the how we're raising them because, you know, they expect the woman to do it all because that's what they've been seeing. You know, they see their moms doing it. And I'm trying my hardest not to raise my son like that. You know, I'm trying so hard, but it's hard to do that right now. So I make him get out there. You go out there, you do. I make him, and it's probably, I don't know if it's bad or not. You know, I'm still learning myself, but I make him do the men stuff of the house. Like, hey, you're the man of the house now. Go do this, this, and this. And he does. He doesn't fight with me. You know, and then on Sundays, anytime he's mowing the grass, he's doing this and he's cooking. So it is the way we're raising them. And now that we're kind of aware of this, maybe, you know, we're starting to shift it. But the guys right now, especially within my age category, I feel like, I don't know if it's social media and what they're hearing, what they're seeing, they just really have this unrealistic expectation from us. And then y'all don't have nothing to offer.
At all. Not even a pot to piss in.
Like, no. And you want me to what? And you know the reason I'm standing on my pedestal about this because I just came out the shit. You know, like, hey, I did everything. And now you want to talk about me that, hey, he told me nobody's gonna want you. You have 2 kids. You think you're a man. You know, you have that. You're just too. You think you want to run everything. You try to run everything. I have to run everything because you were unresponsible. But again, mindsets, and that's driving women to be more modern. Like we will naturally submit to you and show our feminine side and be conservative. What's the word? Conservative. We want to. We don't want to be like this.
Most women want to be led. Most women don't have a problem with submission. What a lot of men fail to understand, submission goes both ways. It's not just you don't just tell me what to do. Or some men don't like to be asked questions. Oh, you dare not question them because they feel some type of way. I'm sorry, and I've said this over and over again. When words and actions don't match, you damn right I'm going to ask you a question because that shit is not adding up. I want to know so that I don't have this freaking narrative in my mind and create false narratives and ruin the entire relationship. I'm going to ask questions, and I should be allowed to ask questions, even if the guy is super traditional. I I like traditional, but again, like you were saying, Tonya, they expect you to do everything, but yet they'll take their asses home from work and not do nothing. Like that's just what they do. Oh, your day's been hard. Well, damn it, my day's been hard too. You know. Kimberly, what say you, sister, about the video?
I agree with Tonya on a lot because I think it's how the okay, because we're talking about the modern cat lady, right? So we're
Yeah.
talking about this modern woman that's raising lazy sons. And I cannot, it's like, can you not step up? Even though the mom, because the mom is out there, the mom's out there hustling, the mom is out there doing everything that she needs to do. But then she is not teaching her son how to be a man, or and when he gets into a relationship, she's not pulling the girl to the side and saying, you know what, let's have a chit chat about him because he got some issues. You know what I'm saying? But she just, oh, well, go on over there and take your all your shit with you and just go shit on her carpet. You know, it's like, mom, you know what you raised. You know exactly who you raised. You know exactly what I'm getting. Come on,
I think
come
also
on.
to add to that, the modern cat lady, and the reason we chose this title is because men are saying that because we won't submit, or we should be lucky that they chose us, irrespective of what they do. They said we're gonna end up being cat ladies and having cats for the rest of our lives. So back in the day, you should be so glad that a man chose you, no matter what he looked like. At least he said, "I want that one," so you choose the first one. Okay, current time right now in 2023, part of my culture, my family is tripping because I'm not married. I'm unmarried, a woman with 3 children, and a divorcee. Oh my God. Oh my God. I need to get married to the first African American.
Oh, look at the puppy.
Oh,
I'm not a cat lady.
so the modern cat lady is very, very relevant. Extremely relevant. Like we should be so glad that an average person, and there's nothing wrong with being average. If that's what you like, that's cool. But you can't tell me I'm fat, I'm unattractive, I'm lazy, and you don't do shit. What you do? What example are you? How are you leading me? But anyway, let me get off this soapbox. I'm sorry, Felicia. Please go ahead.
You're fine. I have a lot to say. All you ladies have made excellent points. But one point that I want to bring up that we talked about are the actual sons. A lot of these single mothers, we're living in a time where we had single mothers who did not raise men. They just didn't. They were able to sit back in their rooms and play video games. They didn't cook, they didn't clean, they didn't have male figures in their life. And this is what we're ending up with these guys. The ones that have no idea what it means to be a real man. They have no idea what it means to take care of a household. They have no idea.
Mhm.
I was talking to my son the other day about dating because he's, into these different girls. And the way that I didn't even realize the way that he has been raised, his daddy said, how can you date a girl? You don't have a car, you don't have no money, you don't have no job, you ain't ready to date. You can't even think about dating right now. You got to get your stuff together. So, and we're not teaching our sons that, and that's why we're having these men, and we're wondering why he wants to sit in the back room and play video games all day. And as far as being a cat lady or dying alone, I was telling, I think I was telling Kim or one of my friends, we were having that discussion, but a mortician actually said that they find more men dead alone than they find women, because women have their nieces, their kids, their friends, their family. They have all these people that they have established relationships with, that they see daily, talk to daily. So if something happens to that woman, she has somebody checking in on her, as opposed to these men who are living alone. And the only way somebody know you're dead is you missed your rent payment or you didn't show up for work. So while the men are saying we're dying alone, no, you're dying alone, sir. We're not dying alone. We have our family. So it's a lot of things at play with being a cat lady. And we're at the point now. Well, back in the day, women couldn't get credit. They couldn't buy houses. They were married out of function. Even my grandmother said she married my grandfather because she was trying to survive. I mean, back then, a woman couldn't buy a house. She couldn't buy a car. She couldn't do anything. It was more about survival. She liked my granddad. He was okay, but their reason for marrying is totally different from ours. We're looking at love, relationship, fulfillment. And if we can't get that, we're going to keep it moving,
Yeah.
Because it's from a money aspect, we can get a car, we can get a house. When you're in a position like they were back in the day, in the 60s and even the 80s, where you can't get a car without a man, you can't get a house without a man, that was the function of the man. So that has been removed. So it's like, okay, sir, what do you bring to the table? How are you going to be a provider?
Exactly.
How are you? What is your function? And a lot of times, like back in the day, a man just had to be a man. He didn't have to do anything, and now it's required, and nobody's teaching him how to be a man. And now he's mad because we're like, no, thank you. And he's lashing out saying, we're fat, we're ugly, and you're gonna be a cat lady. We're like, okay then, but I won't.
I'll be a cat lady.
I'm not exactly. I'm not like. I need to read this one comment on TikTok. The generation of mama boys are out there, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Like it's ridiculous. That's why I'm so careful with my son. I make him take me on dates. I give him cash. He pays. It's just those things, right?
Right.
Because and I tell my kids after I was divorced, I said, guys, the way I was raising you was not how I was raised. Okay, and we're gonna unlearn everything that you saw here and start out like a clean slate. My son, like Tonya's son, he fixes stuff around the house. If I buy something, he puts it together. Yes, he's 15. He knows how to do these things.
Right.
I made that a focus. It is, if you guys know, it takes a village to raise a child. I have a brother here. I send my son to his brother, my brother, and my brother helps with those pieces that I can't teach him.
Right.
He has those conversations that I can't have with him. Right. But we need those things. And Felicia, I agree with everything you said. I need to read one more comment. Woman who didn't want the father around and wonder how the boy doesn't grow up knowing his role. That's true. There's some bitter babies out here that don't want to have the dad around the kids because the dad don't want them. Now that's a whole different. That's a whole.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Please come and get them, please.
But the problem with a lot of these women, instead of allowing their sons to be the man of the house, they want the son to be the man of their life. He's not your boyfriend or your husband.
Good, sis. That's good. Yeah.
My son tried.
A lot of them try to, date their son in like I date my son, but not in that way. He's not my man. He can date other girls, and I won't be hating on the other little girl. Well, why you dating that ugly girl? Or what? And I see some of the moms on TikTok, because I'm sure some of y'all see where the mom is like, "Oh, this little girl, Kyle, I'm gonna tell my son to break up with her." It's like that has nothing to do with you, ma'am. That's not your man.
Exactly.
That's your son.
You can advise, but you can't tell them what to do. I mean,
you can lead and guide, but that's it. Again, like I said, they're making the son the man of their life and not the man of the house. And it's two totally different roles. He cannot, you can try to help him in the role of showing him this is what a man of a household does. He takes the trash out. He does this. He mows the lawn. Even though there are traditional roles, there's still things that he needs to do when he gets into a relationship,
Exactly.
Yeah, but those mama's boys are ridiculous. Like one guy made a post, like, I'm so sick of these man babies because they act like babies.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, the minute you tell them, oh, I don't want to see you. Oh, you ugly anyway. Boy, bye. I wasn't ugly 2 days ago when you went to was I?
Ain't even all that. Okay.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am all that, and you just don't like to hear that shit. Yeah. Okay. Another thing this woman was talking about, the woman nowadays, we're not dealing with anybody's bullshit.
No.
We're not, like you're saying, the reason why your grandmother was married. When I got married, and I'm just going to be honest, and I hate, but I'm going to be honest. Okay, so when I got married, my ex, I was going back to South Africa, and my ex said to me, hey, you want to get married? And I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't very romantic. I was like, okay, cool, I'll stay. So I went from one situation to another situation. It wasn't because I was so madly, deeply in love. Like I could not, now. To me, now looking back, it feels very transactional, if that makes sense, right? I tried to be that traditional person, but it didn't work out in the role that I was in. It couldn't work in that household. Otherwise, we would have been homeless. Okay, if you know what I mean. I ain't gonna say it, but you know what I mean. We would have been homeless. I come from a environment that teach you to be wives, but they also teach you to be entrepreneurs and businesswomen and grind, right? So because I had that in the back of my mind, I always was trying to do different stuff. like that. He would say, "You Africans are so greedy." My guy, you married an African woman. Like, like, what do you expect? I wake up thinking about different ways to make money. It is in my DNA. I can't help it. But it doesn't mean if I have a man that's going to stop. It won't stop. It just means that now we'll eat together.
Right. Right.
Woo, y'all. These
Right.
man babies.
Yes. And we have to do one on the passport bros too. That is crazy. That little phenomenon. The passport bros.
Elaborate us.
The guys that get passports and they go out to different countries to find women because we are not submissive enough. American women are not submissive enough.
No.
American women.
I have a friend that does that.
Oh my God.
And 89% of them, I would say, are dead broke. And they're like, yeah, broke. They're trying to go to the Dominican Republic and all this different stuff. And it's like, it's became so popularized. These women in other countries are playing them because they know that you're here to find a woman, you know, because it's just really, to me, I don't even understand the concept of passport bros. You are so broken and so undesirable that you have to leave the country to find a woman to find you desirable. Do you know how many women it is in the United States?
They're not going to put up with your shit. That's why you're going
right. Right.
That's why you're doing that. But what these people don't know, like, for example, I've seen a lot of men go to Africa to get wives because they'll say, oh, African women are submissive. The reason why African women are submissive is because the men have been raised to be providers. So naturally, you will naturally submit because you don't have to worry about what American women have to worry about. So you can't say American women are bad. No, they are functioning and surviving with the cards that life has dealt them with. Yep. They are not bad women. They do what they have to do to provide for their children because you are not. So when I hear that shit about, oh, you African woman, baby, I will cuss you out. I ain't that submissive now. You need to have to provide. Certain lifestyle that I am not going beneath. Like, I have my own stuff. So if you coming into this equation, my expectation is that you have your own stuff.
Right.
Why is it when we have expectations, we're gold diggers?
Yes. Thank you.
We have names like that. You know, oh, she'll gold digger. You know, she ain't, you know, she just in it for the money. It's fine.
Someone on TikTok said, I feel like she's just missing her daddy. If you're talking to me, good day, my dear. No, the problem is with Black American men. I'm going to say this in particular. So let me say this, okay? I have anyway, on a dating app. And one of my requirements, and I've told you this, guys, before, I said I'm a traditional woman. I don't do 50-50. I'm looking for a man to protect and provide. I did that on purpose because the caliber of men changed. And it's
a good idea.
I'm not a gold digger.
No.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want what I want, how I want it. Does it mean that I won't work?
Exactly.
I will work. Does it mean that I won't support? Yes, I will do all those things. Now, if you don't want me to work, I'll stay home. No problem.
Right.
I'm not a lazy woman. I can do those things, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But you want to go to a whole different country for a submissive woman, baby. If you don't provide, you're gonna rise up against your ass as well. Don't get twisted. Because those women in Africa, they're raised to be wives, but they're also raised to be businesswomen, and their parents teach them to fight. They'll box your ass.
I was gonna say, because all the African women that I know are like really, they're the bosses. You know, because for a minute there, I was, you know, part of a Nigerian family, and in that family, the women were the ones that were. I was scared. I was surprised.
They are, yes. A lot of, in the Nigerian communities, even African, a lot of the men will come here as pastors, right? And their wives, and they just run the church fronts. And then the wives are the ones that go to school, educated, and run the household financially and support the work of the, you know, the kingdom work. They do that as well. For me, for Rabia, that won't work for me. You're not gonna, nah. Because I don't want to grow old too fast, number one. I want to enjoy my life.
Exactly.
Because God called me to be a helpmate. Okay, and if this person is on TikTok, he says you have too much standards. That's the problem. Bye. Yes, I have standards. So what am I supposed to say? Oh, I'll just take any man that says, Rabia, I want you. What?
Exactly. You want someone, you want someone that doesn't make a lot of money. Oh, but he loves your toes. But so that's enough because he's in love with your toes. No, that's
The
not
problem
real.
is
That's not reality.
it used to be the dynamic. You would see a guy vastly overweight with this bad looking woman, like she's, hot, whatever. She looks good to, whatever the standard. And now the woman is like, if I'm with him and he look like this, he better come with some money. He better come with, providing. He better come with, you just can't come where back in the day, it didn't matter how your man looked. Even women would say, I date ugly guys. I date unattractive men. They would literally say that. Beautiful women, because they were like, well, ugly guys will take care of you, blah, blah, blah. Now the ugly guys are feeling like, I can't get a date.
Listen.
Because I have to meet her standard. And I don't want to do that.
Like, to be honest with you, I'm not a person. I mean, I look at looks, of course, who doesn't, right?
Right.
But if I talk to somebody and they may not really be my type, and we're talking, and then I realize the things that I like,
right?
I no longer see those things.
Right.
Now, unless your teeth are jacked and your eyes are cross-eyed, that may be.
I was gonna say.
Not joking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's certain things that are right.
There's standards.
Let's be honest. We like what we like. You're attracted to
We like what we like. You're attracted to what you're attracted to.
Right.
I've been attracted to the wrong thing though, so I got to change my.
Am I single? Yes, I'm single by choice, sir. I have a whole line down the street.
For real. Oh.
Writing my even some cousin. But anyway, I choose to be single because yes, I am sure I'm by choice. Yeah. This is my 5th year being divorced, and honey, this is the first year that I am actually enjoying it. Then someone says, I'm severely concerned about you. Did you ever get that explosive diarrhea addressed? Love you. Where'd you get that shit synthetic wig? They think I have a wig on. Say what? Okay.
Now they really feel some way, huh?
Can I see you or can I see everybody?
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
The point is,
Somebody's big mad.
the thing is, like, once you've been hurt and someone has let you down, it changes a lot for you. And then it's unfortunate now you're gonna meet a man that really is cool, and he just gotta pay the price of all these other Negroes that have messed you up. It's just what it is.
Right.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Yes, it is. Girl, I'm not the same person that I was 6 months ago.
I'm definitely not the same person, but at the same time, I wouldn't carry how I feel about. So I'll give somebody the opportunity to show me otherwise.
Oh yeah, you got 2 seconds. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'll let you show. But the moment you show me something different or the same thing, I'm like, oh wait, nope. I'm quick to not answer.
It's just that, like I said, like I feel men want us to accept them the way that they are, but they want us to be perfection. They want us to accept whatever they got going. They 4 baby mamas. They, but they want us to be perfect. And when you find that woman that doesn't have kids, that's living a life, and she don't want you because you got 4 baby mamas, it's a problem.
It's a problem, right? Oh, you think you're too good for me? Oh, she thinks she's too good for me. Yeah.
No, let me tell you, I talked to a man. He told me he had 5 kids. I was like, okay. So then I asked the ages. So the first 2 were up in age. I'm thinking, okay, so you don't pay child support. Already I'm counting the numbers.
Yeah. You have to think about that though.
Yeah. You know what I used to do? The other 2, the 2 smallest ones were twins. There were 2. So I'm like, okay, so why aren't you with the baby mama?
Right.
It wasn't like that. Then how was it like, sir? Because first of all, you had a woman unprotected. You ejaculated inside her body. You created 2 lives. Right?
I tell you what, though,
I'm done with this. You know what? I was just like, and then he was like, but I want to get to know you. I said, you will never get to know me, sir. Yeah. You have too much going on. How are you going to have time for me when you have twins? The twins are 2, then the other one is 5. My kids are 15,
right,
12, and 20. I can go where I want to go.
That's what my girlfriend says. She does not want to date a man that's going to spend his retirement on child support.
No.
You know, we're getting to that age where
Yeah.
we're in 50s, about to be 60s. Then it's retirement. It's like, if you're 56 and you got a 3-year-old,
Hey,
you know, because these older men are dating these younger women, and these younger women are getting pregnant.
And I'm telling y'all, and they run off, and now that man with the money,
right?
That's what they're doing, and men are so naive to it. Like, I've seen my grandpa fell for it twice. Yep. Like, grandpa, she took all your money. Like, you think that girl wants you?
No.
So the guys,
and when you date someone with a child, you're dating the parent too,
right?
I mean, you have to deal with that parent's child.
You're dating the whole family,
the whole family.
Not like I don't introduce men to my children. I don't do that. They know I'm going on dates. Someone on TikTok says the reason why I'm not giving a man a try is because I'm hurt. No, sir, I'm dating Dallas, Oklahoma. Sometimes, and even
surrounding areas.
I'm dating. Now, let me make it clear. Dating doesn't mean you having sex. Okay?
No.
I'm dating Dallas. So it's not. It's because I'm trying to find my guy, or my guy try to find me. The people I meet, they first meet you. Oh, you're so beautiful. Well, thank you, sir. And then they fucking focus on that shit. That shit irritates me because I'm more than what I look like. Have you ever experienced that, guys? Like they just focus on that. You're like, okay, because I do have a brain. And then what's gonna happen when I start being myself? You ain't gonna make it, sir.
Right.
That's usually when I run them off.
I do. No, I made a post the other day, and I was talking about how we say, "Oh, we missed the one," right? But the reality is, you didn't miss the one, because if it was the one, they would have chose you back.
Exactly.
And what we're doing is we are grieving these men that we thought were the one. Baby, he wasn't the one.
No, because it'll come back around. Come on.
And then you have this trend, which I absolutely hate. I would eat a jean jacket with the zipper and the buttons before I propose to a man. Hating that trend where these women are getting on their knees with the ring about marrying me. It's like, are you serious? I need a whole jean jacket dipped in oil before I do that. It's like, no. That's why I think I'm traditional in some sense.
Yeah, I'm traditional that way too. Like, why are you proposing? Like, how come he don't? Does he want to get married? Does he want to propose to you?
And you know, something that I saw that they say happens a lot is men will date these women for 5 years or live with these women for 5-6 years and then leave her and then marry somebody 6 months later.
Happened to me.
Really?
No, because he never wanted you. Were just a placeholder, sis. And that's a fact. Listen, I have 8 brothers. I've heard this shit before. You a placeholder until he found the person that he's finding. And that's a fact. A man knows exactly what he wants when he meets you. He knows it. He knows if you're going to be his wife. He knows if you're a booty call. I've talked to my brothers about this. My brother said to me, sis, I said to him, do you think I'm too much? He said, continue being too much. You will run off those that are not for you. That's something I always take. And if you feel like I'm too much, oh well. Because I'm your ass off. And that's fine, because you're not for me. And I'm okay with that. And then
it's like you meet Rabia. It's like, oh, Rabia, you're so beautiful. And then Rabia starts talking. He's like, nah, I can't do it.
That's what happened. I'd be like, so I ask questions. My first question is, so what is your thoughts on mental health? Power. Baby, when they tell me they talk to a higher power, I'm done.
Yeah.
I am done. Yes, pray, please, but you need to also talk to somebody else. You need to have a balance. We need to combine it. Because I go to therapy and I pray, and I even have a therapist that's actually in ministry, and they do the therapy from the spiritual perspective, and then I go to a therapist that's not a Christian. And I combine that shit, and I'm in the best place of my life because I went that route. But no, if you notice, if somebody is too spiritual, or that's their focus, then the emotional side always suffers. It's always an imbalance. because you can never be depressed. Oh, because we have God. Yes, you can be depressed and have the Holy Spirit. Stop the bullshit.
Yep.
And you're sitting there suffering because your pastor told you you are immature Christian because you're suffering with depression. Then when you go shoot your head off, then who do we blame? You know what I'm saying? Like, these church folks piss me off, and I'm a church folk, guys. Yes, I cuss, but I also preach, But hey, I'm a balance, guys. This is what balance looks like. Okay.
Looks like me.
Hey, CJ. CJ's on. He's like, "What's good, y'all? I'm late."
Hey.
Always late.
Okay.
CJ always late.
CJ.
Hey,
It's because he got that red cup. The red cup, and we don't know what's in that red cup.
Well, what do you feel about, how would you feel, and I'm talking to everybody, how would you feel about being a single cat lady? Would you be okay with not ever getting married or never ever finding your person? Would there ever be, do you think that there will ever be a point where you stop looking, like you like, I'm not finding my person, I'm good, I'm just supposed to live my life as a single woman?
I hope not. Like I still believe that. I still got time. I'm 35 and I'm like, I feel like my time's running out. But no, I feel like that my time will come. But I think my grandma is the one who kind of like makes it a little bit easier for me, because one thing she tells me, because my grandma would be considered a cat lady, I guess. She don't have no cats, or she don't like animals. So, but she always tells me, she's like, I'm single because I want to be. She said, because when I want a man will be here. And I'm like, that's true, and I am fine. Like if I do ever, when I do want to go on a date, or if I need someone to talk to, there's always someone to talk to.
There's always that man.
Always. Like, you lose one guy, here comes 7 more. It's like,
Like, I'm telling you, the whole line down the street. I've been telling people that when people think they're breaking your expectations or hurting you, like, no, guy, you did not. There's places in Dallas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, no. But
I'm staying away from New York, though.
No, New York men are crazy. Actually,
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not New York.
Too aggressive.
I've been there.
New Jersey men too aggressive. Like, I was like, I went on a date with a guy from New Jersey, and I thought I may have to utilize what I learned in Africa now. I was like, he made me anxious because of the way he spoke. I was like, never again. He was just too like on. Can't do that. CJ says, I know I'm late, but I'm drinking whatever Grace said. Just said I knew you were. Yeah, I don't want to be a cat lady.
I don't.
I want to be married, but I'm not settling. Just because I'm 37, I'm not settling, but I'm also not in a hurry because I have children. I've been married before. I don't have that urgency, like, oh my God, I need to get married now. No. Right. As I'm dating, I go to therapy. I talk to my therapist about certain things that I'm experiencing in dating. Like, I'm like, hey, I know that I have this issue and it could be a problem later on. Because the truth of the matter is, if you say, okay, I'm not going to date and I'm just going to go to therapy, that shit don't work either. You have to go through the process. And while I'm going through the process, I'm talking to my therapist and I'm like, this guy is doing the blah, 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 right? That's what I'm doing. So I know one day I'll meet somebody that will be sweeping off my face. And I'll be like, it's you. Where have you been? Where have you been, darling? You know? He's just not here right now. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blacks in Nebraska. Did I say that? Yeah. Did I say blacks in Nebraska? Oh, maybe I misunderstood something, but anyway. But yeah, I want to get married. You know what? I don't mind submitting. I want a man. Let me tell you the kind of man. I want a man that can give me a look, y'all. And I'll be like, I'll be quiet.
I'm like, oh.
Yes. That shit is so sexy to me. Will shut me up? Yes, indeed. Will stop in my tracks while I'm on a whole tirade of some shit. And he looks at me a certain way. I'd be like, okay. Yes. Hey.
Okay. All right, then. Any final thoughts on that note?
Just haven't met that yet.
Well, I'll give my final thought. My final thought is, ladies, I want to say, whoever gets a chance to watch this or is watching, I want to say that you have a right to what you want, and don't settle. Don't settle in the moment, because when you settle, you will end up regretting it later on. So my advice is, don't settle, and just enjoy life.
Yeah. Okay,
My
Tonya.
final thought is, date somebody that you date and marry somebody that you respect. A lot of things that are missing from these men is that you are dating men you don't even like or respect.
Yeah.
So yeah, be choosy, be picky, do what you got to do, but hold on to, let me find a man that wants me and I want him back. Just don't settle.
Hello.
Yeah. My final thought is to any woman, no matter what the age or anything, be as modern as possible. Go get that education. Focus on your career. It will come. The men are going to come. They're always going to be there. And the more, as for us, now that we're in the age that we are, the more you are established and the more brains you have, I mean, you'll get further in life. Like, you'll have something for yourself. So if you do make the wrong decision 2 times in a row, like somebody I know, you can at least fall back and get back on your feet, and you're not depending on finding or settling for the next guy.
Exactly.
So be modern until you can be conservative. That's just what it is now.
And hey, Chris, it's been a minute.
Yeah, Chris.
Chris says, thanks for the free gram, ladies. I want to tell you guys what I told my daughter, and I sent a text. I'm going to read it to you guys. It was all in this feminist stuff, okay, at one point. And I was like, what? I told her, I said, being a strong woman isn't witchcraft. Now, we go to deliverance ministry, and I'll explain why. Being a feminist is because they say we don't need a man. That's rebellion. God created women specifically because man needed them. We are made from man, connected spiritually, and that's God's design. And I wanted to show her the difference, okay, between being a feminist and between being a strong woman and what God says about it. But God also doesn't tell us to be doormats, to be ignorant, because He gave us the Proverbs 31 woman to be a guideline for us. So I told her, sis, you're not a doormat and you're not a commode, okay? And you do what you do right now until you meet that person or that man finds you. But God's design and God's standard is God's design and God's standard, and in God's design is God's protection. Those are my final thoughts, guys. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all the comments. Jaden MC wants another shout out. That's all he's been asking for. Shout out to Jaden.
Hey, Jaden.
Jaden.
Yeah, that dog really just wanted to be on the show the whole time. And he was just ticking me off.
Like, I want to be a part of this. Yo, I'm trying to find this video. Oh God, I think there's something wrong with mine.
That's the man of my life.
You're party.
Anyway, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.